Good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be joining Vice President Kamala Harris in her fight to protect fundamental freedoms. Today, Vice President Harris is standing with us in Florida in the fight to learn and teach America's full and true history. My name is Jennifer Jenkins. In 2020, I ran for school board in Brevard County as an educator, married to a history teacher with a young daughter. I ran because I believed that the people who sat on that dais should reflect the values of an organization that I love so deeply. I could have never imagined that it would thrust me into the center of attacks on public education, into the birthplace of public education culture wars. When our extremist leader had me removed from a press conference without saying a word, when protesters showed up at my home, when they threatened me and my family and my 5-year-old daughter, I realized public education was the battleground Republicans were choosing to wage a war on democracy. And when I'm asked why I continue to fight, I think of my daughter, and I remind myself that if I don't, we will have her growing up in a system that whitewashes history and diminishes the contributions of African Americans in our curriculum. A system that seeks to erase the LGBTQ community from our student bodies, our faculty, and our libraries. A system that bans access to bathrooms before the weapons that murder our children in their classrooms. I would say to our visitors today, welcome to Florida. But one thing our Republican leadership has made very clear is that Florida isn't welcoming at all. And I can tell you, as a Democratic school board member on the front lines of this educational war, it's not welcoming to our students, our teachers, and our parents either. I would have never imagined a day when I would be so fortunate to introduce the Vice President of the United States of America. Vice President Harris has fought for fundamental freedoms throughout her entire career. From her days as a district attorney of San Francisco, the Attorney General of California, and as a United States Senator. Vice President Harris is a fierce advocate for all families. She believes in the importance of teaching America's full history when we educate the young leaders of tomorrow, as we fight for a more perfect union. They may want to rewrite our history. They may want to make us relive the darkest parts of that history. But today, we get to witness history as our Vice President gets to school the Florida Department of Education. And I am so here for it. So it is my absolute honor to introduce the Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. To all of you, thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Let me first of all thank Jennifer. She and I and the Congresswoman Sherfilis McCormick, Ben Crump, Tracy Davis, Representative Angie Nixon, Derek Johnson from the NAACP. We had some time before I came out to talk with each other, and I just want to say that there is extraordinary leadership, Jennifer and everyone else, in this state, and you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I'll tell you, yesterday I was traveling to meet with some folks when I heard the news about what happened here. And our team and the president, is completely on board with this, we said we got to remind the folks of Florida that you're not fighting out here by yourselves. We believe in you. We believe in the people of Florida. And so I decided to come and visit with you today. And, well, let me start by saying this. I am a product of a public school education. I was sharing with some of the teachers earlier, my first grade teacher, Mrs. Frances Wilson, God rest her soul, attended my law school graduation. I am a product of teachers and an educational system that believed in providing the children with the full expanse of information that allowed them to then, and encouraged them to then reach their own conclusions and exercise critical thought in a way that was directly intended to nurture their leadership. I am fully aware that it is because of that approach that I stand before you as Vice President of the United States of America.